and welcome to ciLiving. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Jaclyn Friedlander, and today we are kicking off the show in the weather garden. I am here with meteorologist Adam Sherwinski. The last time you brought me out here, it was probably freezing to do a weather-related experiment.
We did the Mentos, and then before
we
that,
did Mentos,
it was frozen
and we did frozen pants.
It's always something cool out here, something messy. It's usually messy when we have to come out to the weather garden.
Yes, and today we had to use the sun, crayons, and paper. So what are we doing today?
So it's a fun activity you can actually do at home. Let's say you're bored, it's hot out. It's gonna be in the 90s today, right? Lots of sunshine. Perfect weather, and it's even better when it's even hotter out. Perfect weather to try out taking some crayons. I know you might have to waste a whole thing of crayons, going outside, putting them on paper, gluing them together, or you can tape them, depending on how you want to do it, and putting them together and see how long it takes this wax to melt and drip over and make a little bit of artwork. Now this one wasn't out for too long. We set it out this morning, and unfortunately our little poster kind of flipped over on itself, blocking a lot of the solar radiation. That's the key component to a lot of this.
But you can tell, particularly with the black, it got a lot of solar radiation, and the top of the crayons, I don't know how well you can see that, but the top of the crayons actually melted in, and yeah, so why did that happen? What did the solar radiation do to it?
Here's the cool thing about the colors too. We've got black, right? Black clearly shows up the best, has the longest streak as of right now, and that's to be expected. Even with purple, you would expect a little bit more of the darker colors. Blue did pretty well, the darker blue, and the reason is because black is really good at absorbing solar radiation. So that's why when you wear black clothing outside, I love to wear black clothing. That's just what I wear. A lot of black clothing, it absorbs heat like crazy, absorbs solar energy like crazy. When you're wearing white, like our coats or snow, that's called the albedo effect. It's got a high albedo, reflects a lot of things. That's why when you're outside in the wintertime and it may be a little sunny, not even that sunny, it's hard to see. You need sunglasses, and it's like, well, okay, it's the middle of winter. Why do I need sunglasses?
Right.
Because that albedo from the sunlight bouncing off of the snow or white paper or white jackets gets right in your eyes. It makes it hard to see, so you're doing a lot of reflection there. Whereas with the black, it's absorbing a lot of that. So it's really easy to see black stuff in the daytime hours because you're not really it doesn't bother your eyesight so much here.
And then gravity also plays a part in this experiment because ultimately
they're dripping down.
The melting is going to drip. You can see that they've started to run, but I feel like this is something that you could try with and without the crayon paper. I feel like you could try guessing which color is going to go down the farthest. So you could put maybe a little mark and kind of guesstimate how far they're going to run. I feel like you can learn a lot from this.
Yeah, I mean, gravity does play a role in how much it's going to drag to. And again, putting where you set it over too. I mean, if you're sitting in a spot where it's pretty dark and cloudy, it could be the hottest day ever, not going to get a lot of activity there. But if you flip it around and put it in the sunshine, that'll make a lot of difference. And I know people are going to probably play around with that too. And I thought about it too. We kind of set it over there right underneath our weather camera here for the weather garden. And at first it was the perfect spot for sunshine. Then it got a little shady.
Right.
And then it kind of leaned over a little bit more here. That was just a victim of what happened here because of the wind. I bet it's the wind's fault. But anyway, I'll play around with it. See what time of day works best. Is it lunchtime that works better? Is it the morning hour? Is it the afternoon? Does humidity play a role? Probably not, but you want to test that too. If it's a super humid day versus just 110 degree day where it's super dry out.
Well, and I feel like the humidity can affect the glue. So ultimately, I used super glue on this, but if you were to use maybe a different brand of glue or a type of glue, maybe try what glues work better. And then if there's a day when there is humidity, the black one also to the touch is much hotter than the rest of them. And I feel like the yellow one has the least, it's the coolest.
It's the coolest because it's got the higher albedo.
But you also made a really good point of if you set it somewhere and you start off in direct, hot, blazing sunlight, and then the sun goes behind a cloud or something like that, it's going to ultimately get a lot less of that radiation.
Also, notice the tip too. The tips on the other ones are still there. The black doesn't have the tip anymore. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's completely gone. And so it melted
melted
pretty well. Proof that it's really good at kind of absorbing all that energy too. And again, that's why when you want to have solar panels, that's why they're the dark colors there for solar panels. And that's why when we say wear light clothing, we mean literally light in the sense of physically how much it wears, and the coloring too does matter.
And if you want to do this experiment without the sun, you can do it with a blow dryer. You can use a heater. It had actually started a little bit. The first one, I want to say the lightest one, had started to melt a little bit in my office yesterday. before we actually set it out in the sun, just from the temperature in the room.
I walked in, I went, huh, it's already started. Wait, it's from the heater.
It's from the heater.
I love Jaclyn's office because it is the coolest thing ever to go to her office.
It's the coolest.
It's really the coolest place.
It's the coolest place in the building, but I have a heater in there, so ultimately the heater had started that effect for us. So you can try it with the sun and then compare one to what happens if you use a blow dryer or a heating element and do it without the radiation, but just with the heat.
I'm kind of disappointed because usually these also give really good artwork too. I mean, you get all the different colors to go. I'm going to let you take it.
I was going to say, I'm going to show it so that we can see a little bit closer what it actually looks like. We can try and
get a Vera White at there a little bit, just
yeah, you can see the difference. And then you can try at home and do the experiment. And that's what I like about this, is we actually genuinely do these experiments. So sometimes they come out exactly like we thought they were going to, and other times we get results like this where I learned that the black is gonna absorb and melt faster than the rest of the colors.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. It's kind of just teaches a lot of different things about also the use of wax, how wax does kind of melt too.
What happens to wax, exactly.
Wouldn't work with colored pencils, wouldn't work with markers as much.
Right.
So think about that as well, just kind of what the materials are using, what's affecting the materials, how the physics, the chemistry with it as well. There's a lot of elements in this, and so I think it's one of those you can make a science lesson off of it, but also you can make a nice little art project too as well.
Exactly.
And it keeps the kids entertained because how many more weeks do we have? A couple more weeks before
Couple
school
more
starts?
weeks.
Yeah, cool little project to work on right before school starts.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Adam, for being here. If you have a question for Adam, you can email him at Sherwinski@WCIA.com. You can also find us both on social media. And if you have any weather-related questions or science experiment questions, definitely reach out to us.